Well, did the Nehru government keep Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's family under surveillance? According to contents of two declassified Intelligence Bureau files, the Bose family was kept under government surveillance for about 20 years. The fresh revelations have created a storm, with Netaji's kin demanding a complete declassification of all the files.
Of course, I'm deeply shocked. I just can't explain why they were doing this after independence for 20 years. And at the same time, as I said, I'm somewhat amused. What were they suspecting us of? I have seen the papers, and I see that Dr. Shishi Bose, my husband, has created the Netaji Research Bureau. He is collecting things here, gathering the ex-INA officers here, that they seem to be all, putting down very in details and all that. So I know what we were doing, because I was involved in the work. We were trying to preserve the memory of Subhash Chandra Bose and what he did, his contribution to the freedom struggle. It was a very open, honorable thing, and we were asking everybody to come and cooperate with us. And in a way it was an academic thing, but they seem to be suspecting something else in it. What, I'm not sure. So I'm deeply hurt by it also.
Ma'am, do you think a freedom fighter who is being meted with the treatment of that of a terrorist, his family was moved?
Yes. Even my husband, as you know, was a prisoner in Lahore Fort, in Delhi's Red Fort, underground cell and all that. They have suffered so much. It is because of them that we are free today. So we owe them gratitude and respect, and not snooping, certainly. It hurts. But also, during that period, we were Nehru was very much in touch with the family. And whenever my husband or my brother-in-law, somebody went, he would ask them to come and have breakfast with him. He was very friendly. He came into this house and he would be hugging and kissing my sisters-in-law and others. So I cannot reconcile this. I cannot believe that consciously he would be snooping at the same time, when he was so friendly with the family in many other ways.
Well, I went myself to the National Archives on the 7th of April to see for myself what was in these files. And it is, in fact, a very sad reflection on India's democracy in the first 2 decades after independence, that there was this freedom fighters like my father. The most disgraceful aspect of this espionage is that private letters written by my father to Netaji's wife, his aunt Emilie, and her letters to him were being opened and copied. This was something that used to be done in the pre-1947 period by the British, and to see that this was continuing in the post-independence period is in fact quite sad. It's really a question of an invasion of privacy, which should not happen in India's democracy. It is showing disrespect to those who struggled for India's freedom, because these are freedom fighters like my father, who are under surveillance by the independent government of India, when he's trying to actually work for the country. You know, in my book, His Majesty's Opponent, I have cited documents from the British archives which show that the British government issued orders to try and assassinate Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. This was in 1941. But we don't blame David Cameron's government for what Winston Churchill's government may have done decades ago. So it's not a credible excuse, and as a historian, I feel all files should be made open to citizens, to scholars, to the general public. You know, I actually submitted questions in Parliament on this issue, which I'm sure will come up and will have to be responded to once Parliament reconvenes after the 20th. It's just that the media has actually got hold of this story even before Parliament has reconvened. My position is very clear. Any files that are of historical importance, whether they are in the custody of the central government or the state government, should be opened to the public. I just don't believe that there can be any adverse consequences.
Now, there are files from the West Bengal Intelligence Department, which the photocopies are available with the Home Ministry. The actual files are still classified, kept in the West Bengal Government Home Department. So these files were, by mistake sent. Some couple of months back, I came across them and I look into them.
Show us those papers.
And when you look into them, it is very evident, that they were spying on the family, and these are very. I heard Mr. Manish Tiwari making statements. No, these are records. These are properly stamped by and attested by the authorities, national human rights, and you can see they're very, very clear. And Shishir Kumar Bose is writing to his aunt Emily Shankal, attested by Deputy Police IB West Bengal. Now, casual agent reports that 14 July 55 and one Shishir Kumar Bose, Woodman Park, communicated with Emily Shankal in Vienna. Now, why should you intercept such material? Here, attested copy forwarded to Mr. Bakchi, IPS, West Bengal.
Both Amia and Shishir were being snooped upon. What do you think could be the possible intention behind this snooping and surveillance?
According to these three files, there are three names: Aminath Bose, Shishir Kumar Bose, and also Aurobindo Bose, one of their cousins. I am I am aware of information which suggests that even Netaji's brother Suresh Bose was also, he was also put under surveillance. Others also, like Samar Guha, was also put under surveillance. There were journalists who were also put under surveillance. So this is not one-off thing. They have, gone after the whole lot.
But what do you think could be the possible intention behind these surveillance and snooping?
No, it is not done without reason, because it is all CC to people like Mr. Kao and Mr. Handu, who became the DIB in 60s and late in 60s and all that. This is definitely not without a purpose. They are fully aware of the situation. See, the fact the government of India has given a line since 1945 that Subhash Chandra Bose died in a plane crash in Taiwan. Now, it is very clear if you go through these files and other files, the government is fully aware it is not the case. So they have put a pretense in front of the people of India that this man died. Now, if Subhash Chandra Bose had actually died, what was the purpose of the intelligence people to go after his nephews, who were of course not political, top guns, to launch investigation, snooping against them, and then to get information out? What are they thinking about Subhash Chandra Bose?
Now, after the two declassified files of the Intelligence Bureau revealed that Nehru government snooped on Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's family, a big political fight has erupted.
Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was the Prime Minister of India, a global statesman and a front-ranking leader of India's freedom movement. Surely it was beneath him, his persona, to do anything of that sort as it is being alleged. It needs to be condemned. We know that the BJP, the present government, the RSS, they have been targeting Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru or the Nehru-Gandhi family for long. In particular because Jawaharlal Nehru opposed and exposed what these organizations stood for at that time, the RSS and then the Bharatiya Jan Sangh, and the BJP of course is a successor organization. Also, one question to be asked is, since when have the IB files started to be declassified? Has it ever been heard in the past? So in 2015 it is being said, it's not only Pandit Nehru, they are trying to besmirch the fair name of other two stalwarts. India's first Home Minister was Deputy Prime Minister Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. So are they saying that Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel gave sanction to this spying or surveillance, whatever they are saying? Let the government say that. And after Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's death, Lal Bahadur Shastri ji was the Prime Minister of the country. So they are blaming Shastri ji also. It is shameful. It should not have happened. This is a subject which should have never been brought in, because there's no merit in it. There cannot be any justification, and that's why we reject it.
And in the country also, even after this many years of independence, and even without any publicity or without any party or any family projecting him to this extent, still Subhash Chandra Bose is the darling of the masses. And this news that he and his family were spied during those early years of independence, it's a shocking and very, very serious, and it needs to be investigated, and the truth must come out. I am not the competent authority, definitely. We have seen the news. We'll try to find out what is the basis of this, and I feel that the entire truth should be placed before the people.
I strongly condemn the newspaper report which has been deliberately planted by the administration of Mr. Narendra Modi regarding the allegedly snooping of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose family by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. I strongly condemn this allegation. It is absolutely false and fabricated. Why wait for so many years? What is the authenticity of this statement? IV reports are secret documents. Will the government of India come out with a clarification? Would the government of India take action against the Official Secrets Act? These are the answers which the country would like to know from Mr. Modi's government.